Hello guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. And before we start the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And yeah, let's get cracking into today's deck. So today's deck from Rebel Clash is probably one of the funnest and my favorite decks from Rebel Clash. It is Malamar VMAX. With its attack Max Jammer for 180 damage, your opponent reveals their hand. Choose a card you find there and put it on the bottom of their deck. Now this is a very powerful attack that synergizes well with Reset Stamp, but the problem is its energy cost. Now how do we get the energy onto Malamar in order for it to run consistently? Well, the answer to that is Electrode GX. Using its ability Extra Energy Bomb, once during your turn before you attack, you may attach 5 energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon, except Pokemon GX or EX. But Malamar VMAX, of course, is a V, so it is not a GX or EX, so the ability doesn't apply to it in any way you like. If you do, this Pokemon is knocked out. So essentially the idea behind this deck is that you go first, you get out your Malamar V, your Voltorb. The following turn, you evolve into Electrode in Malamar VMAX. You blow up after using Shuckle's Fresh Squeezed ability. Once during your when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and discard them. Then shuffle your deck. So basically, we're discarding energy, we're smacking it back on, and then we want to reset stamp them to a 4-card hand, and then hopefully hand lock them from there. Now let's assume they knock out a Malamar VMAX. That's okay. We can stamp them to 1 after using Electro GX's ability, and that is where our real comeback potential comes from. Some other cards we play are 1 Dedenne GX. This probably should be a 2 count, but I only have 1. Definitely could go up to a 2 count, but 1 count is also not a bad thing. So yeah, 1 Dedenne GX. We play 3 Voltorb instead of 2 Voltorb. I like the fat line, and it increases the chances of us hitting a Voltorb turn 1, which is super crucial. We play 1 Oranguru from Sword and Shield to help dig for some more cards. Consistency is key to this deck, so Oranguru is just a part of the consistency. We play 3 Jirachi, 4 is not necessary, and 3 is just good because we play 4 switches, and grabbing trainers from the deck is pretty essential from this deck when setting up, such as Quick Balls, Reset Stamps, and things like that. We play 4 Acro Bikes for max consistency. 1 Dangerous Drill probably could be a tool scrapper, but Dangerous Drill, it also allows us to discard special energy, so we can discard speed energy, capture energy, horror energy. So Dangerous Drill is what we're testing out today. 3 Evolution Incense to get out Electrode GX's and Malamar VMAX's. 3 Pokemon catchers instead of Boss's Orders. The main reason being that I don't have Boss's Orders. They're still on the market for pretty high prices, but Pokemon catchers are still pretty good. Being that in the early game, we do want to start off with researches and Cynthias. So gusting up our opponent's Pokemon using an item is still not a bad thing. So Pokemon catchers, not the most optimal thing, but still not a bad thing. We play 4 Quick Ball to help find our basics early. 3 Reset Stamps. We play heavy Reset Stamps in order to help disrupt our opponent's hand and hit it as soon as possible. I tried the deck with 2. We just weren't hitting it often enough, so 3 Reset Stamp is definitely the way to go. 4 switches to pivot around Jirachis and Malamar VMAXs. 2 Viridian Forest to help us find our energies and get them in the discard pile. 2 Cynthia and 4 Research. A bit light on the supporter lines. Definitely could be heavier, but it's been fine the way so far with the 1 Dedenne GX, and we do play Jirachis to help dig for them. 2 Escape Boards to help retreat Jirachis, and even your VMAXs for 1 energy cost in general, and 11 Dark Energy to help find them as much as possible. And yeah, that's all I have to say for the deck, and let's get into some games. Alright, so hopping into our first game against Wasa Bikarai. Good luck to him. And we do lose the coin flip, so we will be going second. That's fine with us, and we do get a Voltorb start. No other quick ball or any way to find a Malamar V. It's not ideal, but fine. So it looks like we are against some sort of ability Zard deck or Firebox deck, whatever we call it these days. So they will be playing a quick ball. Oh, so it is gonna be Cinderace, V. Okay. Haven't seen this deck too much in action. And there's a Malamar V. That is a really good draw for us. So we will attach the energy to Voltorb to hopefully find the Jirachi that we can retreat into. Those don't look like Jirachis. We will take the Electrode GX here. Bench another Malamar. Run to the Malamar and just pass to our opponent. So next turn, we have extra energy bomb. There's a water from our opponent, so it looks like our Malamar V will be taking a beating this turn. Let's hope they just don't find the VMAX. That's my main concern. So here our game plan is to use extra energy bomb. There is the VMAX, unfortunately, and just a pat. They whiff the energy and the switch. That's huge for us. So here we will get rid of quick ball away Malamar V. Go for the Shuckle. This thins out the deck and gets energy in the discard pile for us. So here we really need to take advantage of this moment right now. Here we will evolve into Electrode GX and just research away this hand. And hopefully find the Malamar VMAX. We do find the Malamar VMAX. That's super good for us. And we get the Pokemon catcher. So if we want to swing into a Cinderace VMAX, we can. Which is what I'm feeling like doing right now. So here we will try the Pokemon catcher. It is heads. So we will be swinging into Cinderace VMAX. Getting the first hit on this thing is very good for us. Here we can quick ball away Electro GX. Go for a Jirachi, because we have the escape board in hand. And next turn we can go for a Dedenne GX if we really want to. So here we will extra energy bomb, get the maximum value 5 energies, and just attach them onto the Malamar VMAX and the Malamar V on the bench. And this is exactly what we want turn 2. The only thing we're missing is a stamp, actually. So I am thinking about digging with Dedenne and going for that stamp. I didn't really check for it. So if it's not in deck, we might get punished here. It is prized, unfortunately, so we will just grab an Oranguru. It's fine because we do have Jirachi in play, and here we will max jammer our opponent. Ooh, they do have some pretty good cards in hand right now. But I can tell they really don't want to Dedenne, because they don't want to lose 2 welders. That would not be ideal. Do they have any supporters in the discard? They have 1 welder. So here we will shuffle back into fire energy because we give them less access to fire energy, which means they can't welder. The chances of them top decking one right now, I would say, are pretty large. There's a welder, so they did top deck a fire energy. That is pretty unlucky, but it's fine. So here, let's see what our opponent has going for them. They can counter for 210, but that's not enough to take a knockout, which is definitely pretty good for us. There's a Heatran, okay, that's a start, but they can't attack with it because in their hand they did not have a switch, and if they retreat, they can only hot burn GX. So Heatran GX. Okay, so right, they drew cards from water, so there isn't a chance they will land an attack with Heatran, which sort of sucks for us, but it's fine. It's super unfortunate they top decked that fire energy. We were trying to prevent them from doing that. So they need a switch here. There is the switch, so they can't one-shot us with their GX attack, which is pretty good for us. And this is why I really wanted the stamp last turn. That was the only thing we were missing from that really strong start. They moved 4 energy, which is pretty weird. 130. Oh, so they're planning to swing into us and then GX attack us. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, but that's fine with us. And then we can stamp them to 1. after they've done that. So here we will Primate Wisdom, and we do get the research. That is really huge for us. There's the stamp we were looking for a couple of turns ago. Bit too late now, but it's fine. So here we will put them in the hand lock after they knock us out. There's no reason for them to stamp us. We do have a 5-card hand, so I do feel pretty safe about that. For the matter, no real reason to swing into this and knock it out. Because we do need we will probably have to go through this in the very end. Do I want to retreat? No. We do want to stamp them to 1 and hopefully hand lock them. So here we will swing into them. Take away the welder. It's their draw support, and here they are down 3 welders. That was their last welder, so they no longer have access to it. But they did have an Elder Gloss in hand, did they? I can't really remember. There's a Pokemon communication. Probably going for a second Dedenne, second Elder Gloss. Probably a second Dedenne. I don't see this deck really playing 2 Elder Glosses. But that's just me. They could definitely play it. Our hand's looking super good right now. Fire decks don't normally play Marnie, so we're looking like we're in a pretty good position right now. To hopefully win this game against our opponent's Cinderace VMAX deck. There's a Cinderace V, okay. So they're hand locked right now. The only thing they can do is GX us and knock us out, and then we can stamp them to 1, and then we'll be flowing from there. And hopefully they won't top deck anything. Because they didn't grab a Dedenne, that's making me think that the Dedenne is either prized or they only play 1. And even if they somehow top deck a welder or something like that, they can't even use it because they won't have fire energy in hand. There's an attachment to the Cinderace V. I'm expecting them to knock me on. There's the knockout, which is really fine with us. We will make sure they don't get it's good that they don't have this in play. So they can't target off something like a Shuckle. So here we will promote Jirachi. So another addition to this deck could potentially be like a Zigzagoon and Scoop Up Nets. Haven't really tried that out, and it would be super effective against this Heat Ran. I won't lie. Plus it gives us another Dark Pokemon to discard with Dangerous Drill, so I wouldn't actually hate it. So here we will just take the switch. No real reason to take anything else. We will Primate Wisdom back to Jirachi on top of the deck. There's the Dark Energy. That's fine. No real reason to attach it anywhere, to be honest. We will stamp our opponent to 1, and this is where things start getting really tough for our opponent, and they're in top deck mode. Fortunately for us. So here we will Max Jammer our opponent. Put the welder, it would have been useless anyways, back on the bottom of the deck. So our opponent's not looking that good right now. There's a Viridian Forest and an Evolution Incense. That's fine. And here they promote the Dedenne. Okay, that's fine. And because we're playing against something like Fire, they might play 1 or 2 researches. I don't see them playing 4. So the chances of them, and there's the concession from our opponent. We took the dub against a Cinderace VMAX deck, which is pretty good, I would say. 50-50 matchup around, and yeah, pretty good game. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so hopping into our second game against After Sasny 11. We lost the coin flip going into this one. Either going first or second is fine. We do want to play a draw supporter first turn, but we do want to set up Malamar's and Electrode's turn 1 as well. So it's like a love-hate thing. So here it looks like we are playing against some sort of rogue deck. Famfi. So the evolution of this has a really annoying ability. I'm not sure if we're playing against that or not, but we shall see. This really sucks. If we have to get rid of 3 researches, I'm gonna be sad. So we will Stellar Wish into absolutely garbage cards. We're not gonna take any of that. We are gonna retreat into another Jirachi. We're digging for a Cynthia or a Quick Ball at the very least. Preferably a Cynthia. That's not it. But we'll roll with it. It's all good. There's a quick ball, and we are down all of our researches. Oh no. That's really bad. So here we are gonna have to rely off of. There are more ways to find Malamars than Voltorb, so we will take the Voltorb. We're gonna have to rely off of our Jirachis to get us our Cynthias. The very slim 2 left in the deck, and we somehow draw into 1. That's really good for us. So here we will pass over to our opponent, and let's see if they are playing. I have a feeling they're playing the one with the really annoying ability, the one that where if it's at like 10 health, we can't swing into it. I mean, it will be left at 10 health. So let's see how we can somehow play against this. I guess we do want to use Drag Off. There's a Twin Energy. Okay, so they will take the knockout this turn. There's a Pokemon Catcher. That's an annoying heads. And they're chasing the Voltorb. Okay, that's fine. Respectable play, I suppose. But really, this would give them a free 2 prize card. So it's like, why would you chase it, you know? So here, there's the rolling spin from our opponent. Not ideal, but it's fine with us. So here, we draw into a quick ball. That can get us, our last and final Voltorb. That's very concerning. Here we will play and we draw into our last Cynthia, our very last Cynthia. So let's see what we can do here. We get a Viridian Forest. We will play it down the Dark Energy. Grab another one. Attach to Malamar V, and we will Primate Wisdom Dark Energy back on top of the deck. There's a Malamar VMAX. We don't really want to evolve. Actually, what we can do is Dangerous Drill the Twin Energy and make it so that they have to find another one, which feels pretty good to me. So here, we're gonna hope that our opponent, they're probably gonna have the Twin Energy. Like, the chances of them not are pretty slim. We do want to utilize our Drag Off attack as much as possible, so we can damage these, and hopefully they won't be able to heal it. I'm hoping, and there's just the attachment, so our opponent will not be attacking us this turn. That is not the hugest thing, but it is a pretty good thing for us. So here, ideally this turn, we get a way to retreat, a way to reset stamp them and attack them. Viridian Forest is in place, so they're basically guaranteed the energy, but we don't want them to get last chance potion. That would be pretty bad. So here we will get out Electrode GX. There is only one in deck. That is something to note. So we're going to evolve, and we're going to play our very last draw supporter, hoping for a switch. That's not a switch, unfortunately. So here we will thin the deck, grab our last Dark Energy out of the deck, and here we will Stellar Wish, digging for that switch. There's the switch, thank goodness. But no stamp, unfortunately. But we can dig for this stamp using this Jirachi. No, that's not a stamp, but there is an Acro Bike. So we can't bike here. We're digging for a stamp. That's not a stamp, unfortunately. So here we will take the quick ball. Then now another Malamar V here, and we will Primate Wisdom back a Malamar VMAX, and we're really digging for a reset stamp, which we do not get. Just a little unfortunate, but we can dig for it using the Dedenne, which will be pretty good for us. So here we will use our extra energy bomb to be able to bench our Dedenne. We will attach 4 energies to each of them, just in case they do play some sort of what do you call it, crushing hammer. And here we're gonna evolve into Malamar VMAX. I see no reason to Pokemon catcher right now. And here we have to hope we draw that reset stamp. There's the stamp. Okay, so here we hopefully will handlock our opponent. They will be able to swing into us, but it's not the biggest deal. We're not the weakest. We're not weak at all to fighting anymore. Very fortunate that Pokemon changed the weakness to grass. And here we will shuffle in back that last chance potion. We do not want our opponent to have access to that. And yeah, so the sturdy ability makes it so that if we were to knock this Pokemon out, its remaining HP becomes 10. There's the lucky egg from our opponent. And here it looks like they will be swinging into us, which is fine, to say the very least. So here comes the rolling spin. There's a catcher. Okay, it fails, which is pretty good for us, I would say. There's the rolling spin for 70. And what do we do here? We will Viridian Forest. And we only have 5 cards left in deck. What? That's crazy. So here I think we have 4-8. So we have 2 energy prized. So I like the idea of retreating into this Malamar and just using Drag Off to bring up this Donphan to knock it out. And we're playing around Lucky Egg, which is good for us. And we're actually out of ways to shuffle cards. And there's the Cynthia top deck from our opponent. Unfortunate, but it looks like they do have things going for them now. So there's an air balloon to the Zacian. Okay, there's an escape board to the Jirachi. Do they have the switch? Even if they do, it's not the end of the world, to be honest. So it looks like we will be attacking with this Malamar for now. By the ways that they're playing it, I'm thinking that they did with the switch. And there's another air balloon. Okay, so they do have to retreat into this, which is okay. So here they will rolling spin us. I don't see any real reason to evolve this Malamar right now into a VMAX. So here we will just brain shake our opponent. They don't have an attack next turn, which is super big for us. And with this reset stamp in hand, we will be able to... There's an energy. Okay, that's really good. So we will be able to reset stamp them to 1 and hopefully handlock them. This air balloon here means that it's not going to be a lucky egg unless they want a tool scrapper. And there's the concession from our opponent. We do take a dub against our opponent's wacky rogue deck. I don't think they realized that we were about to deck out. But we would have dealt plenty of damage. And that's going to be the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And yeah, that's the video. Stay safe, peace, and have a good day.